So, moving out to Arkansas, Oklahoma, still thinking about it. Would I recommend it? I think I would. Um, Coming from California anyway, there's so much to do in California, sure. But if you want the more laid back life, where you can actually breathe the air, I'm sure it's much healthier for you. I know all about the LA smog. Like I said, I even though I live out here, I go on vacation quite a bit out there. I see things. Can't beat the weather out there. That's one thing that there's no comparison here. The weather here swings, and it swings like crazy. I did a video yesterday, 87 degrees. Today, high 65. When you're going into spring into summer, it'll swing like crazy. The wintertime, it'll do the exact same thing. It'll go from 30 degrees one day to 60 or 70 the next. And got a train runs through here all the time, so might get interrupted a little bit. That's okay. Anyways, so weather's one thing uh, you're gonna consider. You just don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen. Even the weathermen are always wrong. They really are. I mean, they get it right sometimes, but it seems like can't really count on them too much. So they'll say it's not going to rain, and then it'll rain. So, or a hailstorm will come out in the middle of nowhere. But once summer hits, it's pretty much the weather stays fairly consistent through the summertime. August is usually a hot month. Everything pretty much just dies. Your grass, everything dries out and dies generally. Every once in a while, though, it'll rain all summer. So, um, Arkansas and Oklahoma, I think, is on kind of like where the jet stream has the north and the south. It kind of meets. So we get kind of, I don't know, the weather's irregular, put it that way. So, yeah, you can get you a plot of land out in the country. I'd probably just get an acre for a couple $1,000, really, in some places. I've seen it. Um, I got my son bought a lot of land for $7,000, and I think it was big enough to put two houses on it if you wanted to. So, yeah, I think he's going to do that. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing with it. Um, this is also a Bible Belt area. The whole area is a lot of Baptist Christians. There's other religions, sure, but that's majority. That's what it is out here. So you're going to run into that. Basically, people, man, you don't know what you're going to see. If you ever watch the People at Walmart video, that thing will just crack you up. But you're actually going to see that here. You don't know what you're going to see. You go into a little store, you go to a convenience store, and there'll be the mom and the kids, and none of them wearing shoes. None of them. Walking through the store barefoot. Bottom of their feet just black, dirty. Back my sister-in-law, she's one of them. She walks around barefoot, man. There'll be weeds 3 or 4 foot tall out in the field and snakes, whatever. She's walking barefoot out there like it's no big deal, and I guess she's never been bit. So yeah, it's a little different world out here. But people their personalities are like the shades of the rainbow, just every different. There's so many personality conflicts that it's something else. As far as friends go, my best friend is my wife. We have a lot in common. We hang out. We do things together. We like car shows. There's a lot of car shows out here. Now you're going to drive to them. If you're out in the country, you're definitely going to drive to them. But there's a lot to do with that. There's also Centerville, Arkansas. They have the drag strips. Pretty neat to see. Pretty much anything goes. If your car is over so many horsepower, I think they require a 5-horn harness. Everybody has to wear a helmet. You can 10 or 20 bucks, and you can run whatever you have down the track. And they got everything from top fuel to just the grocery getter cars, whatever you're running out there. So that's a lot of fun. Winter, it starts up in April, generally lasts through October, November, every weekend, every Saturday night. And they do have different classes where the more serious racers get together. So some of the Sundays maybe they're reserved for those people, but like on the Saturdays, it's test and tune, and if you think you have a fast car, you can go put it on the track and run it. So it is a lot of fun. I'm actually gonna make a video with that. I'll put it on here. So went to a car show this weekend. There are car shows everywhere. We'll drive to them, but if you get you a plot of land out in the country and you don't have water or sewer, I mean, almost every time you can drill it, you can get a well, you get well water put in. The only thing with well water in some places, it's got a lot of sulfur in it, so it smells like rotten eggs. And I've ran into that. Not me I didn't have anything personally that was rotten egg type smell, but I've seen people with it. It's pretty bad. The water tastes horrible. So I don't know if they got a filter system or what that filters that out. That's something you got to think about too. Not everybody has the city water that can run to it. You get up to the Ouachita Mountains, which are absolutely beautiful. Land for sale everywhere, cheap. You can build what you want. No one's going to mess with you. No one's going to stop by with, you can't do this, you can't do that. They pretty much just leave you alone. Well, they always leave me alone. I never had no problems with any of it. So, but, people, like I was saying, you're going to run into some hillbillies for sure. And they got that laid back, drawled accent where can't help but laugh at it. I mean, hey, you all, how's it going, you all? It's crazy. Especially if you're not, my accent has actually changed since living here. That's another thing that's going to happen to you. After a while, you will start talking like them. I had a heavy California accent at first. Everybody kept asking me where I was from. And then after so many years, they just stopped asking. And after watching my videos, I can hear some of the slang, the laid back drawl, I guess you would call it. So your accent's going to change. I guess that's just part of human nature. Maybe you live in an era and you become like them. So, but as I was saying, my wife's my best friend. I like people, but I'm not a people person. If that makes any kind of sense. I don't really have any friends. My brother's probably my second best friend next to my wife. We have a lot in common. Me and my brother, we like to build hot rods and play around. So, and he lives out in the sticks. Matter of fact, his yard, he's got so many cars around. He's probably got 20 or 30 cars laying around his yard. So, something you can't do in the big cities. You have whatever you want. May not look pretty, but he's got them. But yeah, people, when you have friends, they have their drama, and you've got to hear about it generally. And if you're close to them, you want to help them. There's always somebody married, divorced, cheating. So I pretty much stick to myself. Now, when you start a job, anywhere in the world, basically wherever you're working, the people that you're working with are your acquaintances, and generally they are your kind of your work family. So you have two families. But when I left work, I'd get invitations once in a while to come over, do this, do that. And I would never do it. I would never do it. I left that at work. So, and that's the way I am. If you're not the way, that's fine. You have friends. But I do know with that comes drama. Whatever they have going on, you're going to hear about it. And I do know some people like drama, and that's okay. Everybody, like I said, everybody's programmed different mentally, so we're not all on the same level. But I just brought that up because when you go to convenience stores or these little bitty towns, there's no telling what you're going to see. And some people don't bathe. Dear God, you'll smell them when they get out of the vehicle. Smell them to the store. Everybody's gagging. I never really understood that one. I'm having a shower. You don't have a shower every day. Very rare do I not take one every day, but I don't understand why some people don't, but they don't. And I think that's everywhere, not just here. But I don't know. It kind of seems to be more here than anywhere, really. Occasionally, I mean, everybody can stink at some time, right? We all working, all. So, I understand that. But there's also a different smell when you know they just don't care. And I had a guy walk into a convenience store one time, and he just did not care. He smelled like death. And when he left, the odor just stayed. The cashier, everybody was just choking up. Um, and when he paid with cash. And that girl did not want to touch that money that guy was handing him. I saw that too. But yeah, it's pretty rough. Uh, I'll tell you a story. I don't wear pink shirts anymore, and I'll tell you why. I had a polo shirt. I think I bought it at J.C. Penney's. I had it marked down for like $5 or $6, and it was a nice shirt. So I went ahead and I picked it up, take it home, try it on. Fair's coming up, Oklahoma City Fair. So I put the shirt on. I have a pair of pants that I had holes in these, and I cut them off. So they were cut off shorts. I wear these. Go to the fair. I'm walking around for a while. Me and my buddy. I was young back then, so he's probably the only friend I really had after. I want to say after him, I really didn't have any more friends. We go to the fair. This guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, you want a party?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you want a party?" Now I'm looking at this guy. He's skinny, got long hair. He's got blood around his mouth a little bit, like somebody had punched him. And matter of fact, his nose a little red, like he had just scrapped, gotten some kind of fight, something. He goes, "Do you want a party?" And I'm looking and I see he's not wearing a shirt, no shirt on. And he's got both of his nipples pierced with these rings. They're ring piercings. He's got a chain around his neck, and this chain goes through each piercing and right down into his pants. And he's wearing a pair of pants. And that's it. I'm looking at that. I look down at his chain. I look back up at him. He starts nodding his head like that. There's no telling where that chain went. I'm pretty sure where it went. And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I'm gay. You want a party?" And I said, "Man, I'm not gay." He goes, "Well, I just assumed you were with that shirt on and those shorts." So I got to looking at myself, and I was like, "Oh my God, do I really look this way?" So I'll never wear another pink shirt again, ever, ever. I didn't have a problem with it till that happened. I don't, being gay, whatever. You can do what you want. I don't really care. That's not my lifestyle at all. But I don't care what people do. But I just, man, the first time I had somebody actually hit on me like that, I didn't even know what to think about it. So I just kind of laughed it off. Yeah, there's that, but not all of that here. Now, I will say one thing about the area too, because of the country, because you're hidden more, you can do more things. There's a lot of people that are cooking meth. It's a meth problem. It's definitely through eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas. A lot of guys go to prison for that, and it's a serious thing. Arkansas, they have a law too, I believe. Everybody's guilty in the car, so if you get pulled over and there's meth in the car, everybody gets charged for meth. Wrong or right, that's the way they do it out here. And the cops out here are not playing. They're not like the bigger cities where they let things go and you throw something at a cop, he's slamming you to the ground, you're going to jail. And the judges here do not care. They back those cops 100%. So all that stuff you see on like Illinois, or you see up there in Washington or New York, or they just slapping everybody on the wrist and we're sorry that, we don't mean to do it. Here, you're getting slammed on the ground, you're getting handcuffed, and no one cares, and you're getting locked away. That's it. I believe med's 10-year sentence. So, so that's another thing too. It's safer. There's more cops here. They do not follow the same rules, like I said, those other states do. They don't. You break the law, you're going to jail. Period. They don't play, and I actually don't mind that. Really, you should. If you're too lenient, and you're letting criminals go back on the road, and you'll see where they go out and they commit another crime, they kill people, whatever they do, whatever happens, they don't play here. So that's another thing, and I think that's a good thing. Also, with the wildlife out here, I talked in other videos about you'll see some deer. There's actually black bear. I've seen some black bear. There's a couple of mountains just up the road. Actually, there's a black bear hunting season where you can go hunt black bear. I don't know that I would ever do that. That one. Deer, no problem. And occasionally, some of the lakes will have an alligator in them. We're close enough. I guess it gets warm enough where they'll hang out. You go a little bit further south to DeQueen, Arkansas, and the gators are everywhere. But up here, Oklahoma, you'll see one occasionally. Very rarely. I guess we're on the line of cold and hot. So, but I don't know if somebody let them go when they were babies or what. But some of the lakes around here, you can see a gator in them. I quit swimming in lakes because of that reason. You don't know what's in them. I've seen things in the rivers that move around, that splash, that are huge, and I have no idea what that was. So I don't get in the rivers. You can't see through them anyway. I don't know what's in them. I don't recommend you swimming in them. A lot of people do. You'll see all these rednecks around here. They're jumping in creeks, having parties, drinking beer, you know, half naked or completely naked, running around. Especially, there's a Lake Tenkiller, Oklahoma. They have a little island called Party Cove. And you go up there, and I guess everything goes. So they get drunk, get wild, everyone's naked, running around. I'm sure there's places like that all over. I don't have anything to do with that. You know, I stay home, man. I don't need to stress. I'm happy just camping out at the house. But that's one thing. If you're into that, it's there. If you're not, you can keep to yourself. You can limit people and do your own thing and mind your own business. But the people are going to talk about you. Every gas station has a group of old men, and they're not just one little group. There's several groups of. You go into one of those little gas stations that has a little cafeteria in them, which is everywhere, and you'll have a group of men over here sitting. They're friends. You have another group over here, another group over here, and one group may not be getting along with the other group, but they meet every morning, and they talk about everybody in the town and what's going on. And if you want to go in there and sit down and listen and learn something, you can. You'll get a kick out of it. When you pull up to pump your gas, those men are already talking about you. They know everything about you. It's pretty wild, pretty crazy. I mentioned that in my other video, but it's true. It's so true. So let me get in the video right here. I'm gonna film some more of the area. I know this is my backyard. I've got a little bit of land up the hill. My dad passed away, so I got the house. Probably just a couple acres here. I don't know how much I have really. I got to get it surveyed, so no one cares. So it is what it is. I can throw some corn out, get I can get my whole backyard full of deer with no problem whatsoever. So I got a crossbow. If I ever want to get some meat, wouldn't be no problem. I'm not one on butchering it. To me, it's kind of on the gross side. I love beef. I love eating meat, but if I had to kill my own, I don't know. You know, I guess I would if I had to, but it's not in my nature. Some people, it just doesn't bother. My brother, he can slaughter. He's got pig, goats, you name it, chickens. He'll slaughter anything he wants anytime. Doesn't bother him. So take it over to him. Let him do the thing. But yeah, man, you like deer jerky, deer chili? There's an abundance of deer. I say we're actually to the point where it's almost infested. When I walked out here to this video, I heard them running from me up here. The bucks will always be at the top of the crest of every mountain. They send the does in. The bucks are watching. If they get in danger, they'll run down one side of the mountain or the other to get away. So they're always sitting and watching. When the does start grazing, they'll generally come down and mingle in with the does. So you get some 6-8 point bucks. You get some pretty good sized bucks running around here. So would I move back out here again? Yes, I probably would. I think I would. If you're not the same as living in the city, it's just two different lives, two different lifestyles for sure. But you want to get away from the rat race. If you can find employment, especially if you're in the medical field and you're set, I mean, you can get a job anywhere at that point. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a factory because that's all there is here. Now, I will say on this note, now you get your own business going. There's a lot of people from California that moved out here. And when they moved out here, they got their own like a little taco stand, uh, donut shops, whatever they got, working for themselves, and they're making some bread. Actually, they become wealthy. A lot of them have. I see them go to Sam's. They'll load up with pallets of water, taco meat, you name it, plates. Got their little restaurants going on. I don't think they have near the, what do you call it, inspections or whatever that you would have. Now, I know there's something here, but I'm not in the food industry. I just know that it's a little easier. The snow cone trucks, they come out here. A lot of Mexicans will run those, and they're making a killing. They are absolutely making a killing, and I don't blame them. I guess I wasn't smart enough to do that. I probably still not. I should do something like that. They'll hit all the gatherings, all the car shows. They'll have their sticker machines, and they're banking it. And I know they are if you look at their vehicles. I mean, they're driving Cadillac Escalades, and they could be in debt. But the money that they're making with these concession stands out here, I'm seeing poor people from California coming out here and becoming wealthy. I've seen it time and time again. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep posting. I'm gonna go video some other parts of Oklahoma. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up just a little bit. Springtime, it's just been crazy. I never know what it's gonna do. So, but I'll post something tomorrow, another subject. I'll think of something and we'll keep my channel going. Subscribe to me, I'd appreciate it. So thanks for your time.